Remember when you go on these road trips to slow down and pack right. Now I'm just gonna go check out some land, but I discovered about 15 minutes into the drive that I didn't pack my boots. So I'm gonna be sandaling it in the woods today. But before we do that, I'm hungry. Let's grab some Subway. North on 169 from the metro, the second Princeton exit brings you to 95. If we go far enough on 95, we will head into St. Cloud, Minnesota, which is about the halfway point to the cabin up in Brainerd, Minnesota for our family. We got a few miles to ride on this to find County 7. Brown sign means a state park. Oh, Sherburne National Wildlife Refuge, that's kind of cool. Here's the left-hand turn, there's a car behind me, I better focus. So I pulled off the road the next street west of the property, and this is actually the cutoff of the property. It kind of goes to a point. I'll show you a picture on the X app that I have. Shows you the shape of the land. So it is a pizza. It's a slice of pizza. Now, as you just saw there are a lot of cars going by. So this 95 is a major thoroughfare. So the property's right off of 95. That's a bit of a bummer. That's the first letdown of the property. Now I knew it was on 95. I couldn't remember how big of a highway it was. And we're gonna see if we're in the 7 acres of land, how much we hear the road. And I bet we're gonna hear it too much for my liking. But I still wanna check it out. So one of the pluses of this property is water. I love water, and I have a pond in my backyard. We have a river property up north, our cabin I share with my brother and the family. And right here, here's a culvert. This is a pretty heavily flowing creek in the middle of the property. Now, the positioning of the property and the narrowness of it at that end might make it a little weird for the river, but the river, little creek, goes right through the property. We just have to see if there's enough dry land where we can plant some trees or have a greenhouse or a little tiny mini house or something. So, before we head in there though, as we look north and west, there's the car, there's the tree farm, and there's electricity going right here. That's kind of like the borderline of the property. And there's a little road right here. I don't know if that's an easement or it's their property for the tree farm, which I'm assuming, but I gotta see if I can get into the forest somewhere down in here and go take a peek. And of course, because there's a river running through it, who knows where I'll be able to go. Now, one of the first things I love about the property as far as trees is they're all poplar trees. They're gonna be gorgeous yellow in the fall. Beautiful. This is all tall grass, so it's not wet. Easy access. If I had to make a road, I can make a little road right in there, I think. And it goes all the way down, so it's a nice long property, but again, we are close to 95. So I'm walking along the edge of the forest because this is actually the property line. It's real close to the edge here. We've got the telephone post to my left, about 15, 20 feet to the left, and I'm right on the edge of the woods. So I'd have to know if I could have a road right here of some sort. And I can cut into the forest at any time and see what's going on. So the road we came in on is up there, upriver. And the water's actually flowing that direction. You can see by the weeds in there, the flow is that way. But I came across the water really, really quickly through the forest here. That's pretty moist. My realtor did warn me about it being lowlands. But it's also been the rainiest spring, which is a great time to look for land to see what you're up against. Now I can't cross here, so we'll keep going to the left and see what's going on. Now from my early hunting days, you can always tell there was deer in the woods, well, from tracks, but also just a cut right in the forest. Deer come in here and walk through the property all the time. And other animals, I'm sure. I just came out of a clearing in there. The mosquitoes are kind of thick, but not horrible. A little bit of an opening here. We're getting towards the point of the property. The river's to my right. We're gonna see, oh, we got a little mini poplar forest coming up here. I love the poplar forests. That's pretty cool. But I don't know if you can hear it because I'm wearing my microphone today. The traffic's pretty loud, and what I'm stepping on right now actually is wet. I'm getting squishy. I'm not sinking down, but it is squishy here. I'm gonna have wet feet by the time I'm done with this. Got this young little poplar forest here, very, very cool. But it is a little soggy and it doesn't go uphill until you get towards the tree farm more. So I just walked down in the woods along the whole wooded structure here. And now we're kind of at the end of it. And you can hear the highway
And we are a little bit soupy here, so I better watch where I walk. We're just see if we can cross on the other side of the property. So that corner is way too soupy. So my feet are already wet. I don't mind that. I'll just jump in the car and drive home and I'll be fine. But I want to go on the other side real quick. However, the other side is closer to the road and it's already too loud for me. I kind of know that. But I want to see the land on that side because there's a bigger chunk of it in the corner. I want to see if it's any drier on that side. So we'll walk around, take the long way around because there's a river, and we'll see what it's like. So there's the car on the southeast corner. I walked on that side of the river, and now we got a little thicker forest on the corner, and the river runs down there. Let's see what we got. So as cool as this water is, and this would all be on my property, it's bigger than I expected. And if it was a creek about a third this size and lower, so the land was higher, maybe it wouldn't be so soupy in the woods. And of course the noise. Have I said that 5 or 6 times yet? We're just too close to the road. Now, if it was quiet and I cleared some stuff here, there's a lot of land here, but it is skinny, but there's a lot of land here. Could I build a greenhouse out here? I could, but not a passive solar greenhouse where it goes underground. I'd have to bring in dirt and then bury the outside of it in the lower sections to keep it insulated and kind of lift it up, which would be a lot of work and probably just not worth it. Oh boy, sad but true. Time to head back to the car. I just don't think this property's gonna work. It was fun trying though. I'm back in the car. A little sweaty, got the air on, a little itchy. I didn't get attacked too much by the bugs. So here's my thoughts on Bonsai Acres near Princeton, Minnesota. It's a little too loud. I think 95 is too loud. County 7 is a little loud. It's a little wet. The river's big, which is really cool. It'd be a great piece of property if it was a little bit wider and less loud. And then it's kind of wet, but I don't know if it's from the rain. But I could always build stuff up, not down. But it's kind of, and this is the wettest spring ever, man. It's too loud. And when I was on that one corner, it was wet and loud. And my final analysis, after thinking about it really hard, is I think it's too loud. Man. But I had to try it. It was cool that was a tree farm right next to it, too. Pine trees. Alrighty, well, that's going to do it for the Princeton Bonsai Acres. That question mark is now an exclamation point. Too loud. Take care of you. Take care of your bonsai. And we'll see you on the next one.